For those of you who are not old enough to know what this picture signifies, it's basically from a classic movie that came out back in the early 90s, back in 1995, as a matter of fact. Now, if you're looking at the picture, you'll probably will know who the two people are in the picture. But this is J.Lo, or at the time when she was going by Jennifer Lopez, and Wesley Snipes. And this is when they were working on the movie Money Train together. Now, the movie also starred Woody Harrelson as well. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because J.Lo just recently did an interview a couple days ago, and I'm recording this on November 2nd, 2021. And she recently did an interview on Halloween, well, at least the article that I'm about to read from came out on Halloween. And she basically saying that she filmed her first love scene in Money Train, and she said with Wesley Snipes, and she said it felt horrible. As a matter of fact, some sources are saying that she said that she felt violated. Now, for those of you who ever seen the movie Money Train and seen the sex scene that they had with each other, this was the first time that J.Lo actually went topless on screen. Like, she went topless and you were actually able to see her breasts. And I think it was probably the only time you probably ever seen something like that from her. At least that was until she wore that dress at the Grammys back in 2000. And for those of you who are old enough to know exactly what dress I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, that dress, that green Versace gown, has literally etched itself in fashion history as the dress. That's what it's literally titled. They call it the dress. So what amazes me is that this movie came out in 1995 and it's now 2021, and she's just now coming out saying that she felt violated being around Wesley Snipes. And I almost want to believe that this is not something that is like hitting it out of left field for her or for him. Something tells me that there was probably some issues with the both of them on that set, but just nothing came of it. Now, remember, Wesley Snipes came under fire also in the 90s when he was dating Halle Berry, because she had said that while they were in a relationship, that he had hit her so hard that she had temporarily had lost hearing in one of her ears. Now, that story made its rounds for a while when that happened. So now we've circled back with this, and now what is going to put out there is that Wesley Snipes is this overly aggressive individual with his co-stars or any woman that he dates. That's the angle they're probably trying to go for here. They couldn't really get that far with Halle Berry, even though it didn't make its round. So they said, you know what, let's see if we can go far with J.Lo because she's still relevant. So let's try to push this out here. Keep in mind, this movie came out in 95. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article. It's coming from hotnewhiphop.com. It says, throughout her career, Jennifer Lopez has starred in tons of movies from Hustlers and The Boy Next Door to Selena and Made in Manhattan. Long before she was a household name, though, the on-the-floor singer admits that she struggled to use her voice and defend herself on film sets at times, particularly when filming Money Train. The 1995 action comedy tells the story of a vengeful New York Transit cop who has plans to rob a high-tech train containing an abundance of money. Lopez plays the role of Grace Santiago alongside Woody Harrelson, who starred as Charlie, and Wesley Snipes as John. At the time, the mother of two was just 25 years old and didn't have a ton of acting experience. She and Snipes had to film a love scene as a part of Money Train, which Lopez had described as horrible. When you first start working professionally, you push the boundaries of what you should and shouldn't do, and I didn't think I had the right to say no, like, no, I'm not doing this, and that's it. We did it, and it was tough, she explained. Wesley was wonderful about it in the sense that he was like, what's going to make you more comfortable? And I was like, bring music and play it loud. According to Lopez, both her male co-stars hit on her often, although Harrelson took a more comedic approach than Snipes. Wesley, even though I had a boyfriend at the time, went full court press. Now listen to that. She said, according to her, both of her male co-stars hit on her often, flirted with her often. But Woody Harrelson took it, was a more comedic about it, more in a joking way, but they said Wesley Snipes was more aggressive. Now that's very interesting, because it's like, wow, they both flirted with you, but Woody Harrelson, the white guy, was the funny one, and Wesley Snipes, the black guy, quote unquote, big black boogeyman, was the more aggressive one. You know what this reminds me of? Birth of a Nation. And I'm talking about the D.W. Griffin version of it. She said he went full court press. He was flirting with me. You always flirt with your co-stars. It's harmless. Then he just started getting a little more serious. The New York native shared during a 1998 interview with Movie Line. He would invite us all together, and then, sorry about that, I almost pressed, they have the trailer here and I almost pressed play on it. It says he would invite us all together, and then at the end of the night, he dropped me off last and tried to kiss me. I'd be like, Wesley, please, I'm not interested in you like that. He got really upset about it. Shortly after, Snipes responded to Lopez's side of the story, offering up his sake of the situation. What happened was, she had never done a love scene before. She was absolutely terrified. I was given instructions from the director to make her feel good. That was my job, the actor told Movie Line. I knew people would look at the screen and say either they have chemistry or they don't. I told her if she took my advice, we'd do a wonderful erotic scene. And if it wasn't a good love scene, they'd edit around her and throw it on the floor. And then that's pretty much the end of the article. So, let me, sorry about that. I think the trailer ended up playing anyway. But, so that's the take on it right there. J.Lo, or Jennifer at the time, says that he was aggressive with her and everything like that. Wesley said that he got directions from the director to make her feel good and whatnot. Here's my take on it. We don't know what be going on in a lot of these movie sets. There's a lot of speculation. Some of it is true. I'm going to be honest. Some of it is true. We don't know what was really going on behind the scenes with this particular situation right here. My thing is, why bring it up now? What is so significant about bringing it up now? Keep in mind, Wesley Snipes, he went through a lot in his career post Blade Trinity, that trash movie. He went through a lot, especially with finances and everything like that. We all know about the whole financial situation. But then he's trying to rebuild back his career. He's done a few things here and there. The most recent thing he did was that Coming to America movie, the sequel to Coming to America, which in my opinion was not all that good. But he was doing something and he's getting his name back out there. And I think he's about to be doing a new movie with Kevin Hart that's coming on Netflix. I forgot the name of it, but I saw the little thumbnail on YouTube. But he's about to do a new movie with him. And how ironic now that he's trying to build himself back up to his old glory days, this comes out. So like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes on a lot of these movie sets. A lot of it is speculation unless there's undeniable proof. But I always question the timing. Why now? Why now? Now, they said she did an interview back in 1998 when she talked about it. Okay, that's 3 years after. Why are they bringing it up again is the question. Just like what they did with Nate Parker. When he and his friend went to court over the alleged sexual assault of that white girl at his college. And it turned out that it wasn't him. He didn't do what he was accused of. But then they circled the wagon back when his movie Birth of a Nation gets a lot of traction, and all of a sudden his movie gets bombed at the box office over some allegations, and people are ready to cancel. I think Nate Parker was probably one of the first people who was a victim of cancel culture in a huge way. Of course, cancel culture at the time wasn't even, I guess, a terminology. And if it was just getting started to, gain some traction. But they went in on him. So when I think about that, I think about, when I think about this situation, I think about what's going on with him. All I'm asking is why now? The timing is what really gets me. And I'm going to be honest. There has been many speculations and rumors about J.Lo in the industry. And the nicknames that she has had that has been given to her. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I'm not saying what she's saying is true. I'm not saying that she's lying or whatever the case may be, but I question the timing. That's my biggest thing. Why now? And I'm sure some of you feel the same exact way. But y'all can let me know what else y'all think about this story down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.